and see if you can sound just as sharp as you did in our last lesson. Remember, when you add 9, you're just adding 10 and then subtracting 1. Here we go. Ready?
1, 5, 13, 21, 28.
Carrying a 2.
2, 9, 9, 16, 22, 26.
Carrying a 2.
2, 5, 13, 15, 21, 29.
Kalani, I can hear you sounding sharp over there. Carrying a 2. 2.
2, 11, 20, 28, 32, 36.
Carrying a 3.
3, 11, 13, 20, 21, 27.
Lawrence, read my number for me.
276,968.
Very good. Let's all read that number together. Ready?
276,968.
Out of this number, what number is in the tens place, Emily?
6.
Good. What number is in the 10,000s place, Jay?
7.
That is correct. All right, I'm going to read to you something, and you're going to stand if it's sensible. That means it makes sense. And you're going to stay sitting if it does not make sense. Okay, so if that logically does not make sense, stay sitting. All right, here we go. Mark traveled for 8 hours. He traveled for 1/3 of a day. Think about it again. Mark traveled for 8 hours. Think about how many hours are in a day. He traveled for 1/3 of a day. I see several people standing, and you should be standing because 8 over 24, 8 hours out of 24 hours, reduces to 1/3. All right, have a seat. At 1 o'clock, the temperature was 10 degrees. The temperature rose 3 degrees each hour for the next 4 hours. At 4 o'clock, the temperature was 1 degree. Does that make sense? I see people shaking their heads going, no, it does not make sense. If it went up 3 degrees for 4 hours, the temperature would be higher, not lower. Let's do another one. Janet saved half of her allowance. Her allowance is $3. She saved $1.50. Oh, good. You should be standing. That's exactly half. All right, have a seat. Are you ready for this one? See if this makes sense. William ran for 30 minutes. He ran a distance of 4,000 centimeters. Oh, I see people standing up. Let's think about this again. William ran for 30 minutes. All right, here's Miss Sam's ball. I'm running out around my neighborhood for 30 minutes. And I ran 4,000 centimeters. Does that make sense? No. Centimeters are tiny, tiny, tiny. He would have run much more than that. All right, one more. Here we go. Mrs. Peters made a gallon of punch. She made 4 quarts of punch. Good, because 1 gallon equals what, class? 4 quarts. All right, have a seat. Let's go through some flashcards, and if we're sounding sharp, I think we can play a round of Around the World. Here we go. Ready?
2, 16, 21, 40, 12, 10, 8, 6.
Woo, you sound sharp. All right, Nathan, go next to Andres. See who can make it the most around the room.
18.
Nathan.
16.
Paige.
5.
Paige.
49.
Ty.
56.
Ty.
52.
Paige.
9.
Lois. Good job, Lois.
10.
Ty.
10.
Lois.
17.
Lois.
16.
Sierra. All right, Sierra, you get to go against your friends watching. Try to beat them. They're fast.
4. 7. 4.
All right, come against Peniel. He was fast last time.
5.
Oh, here he goes again. All right, Riley, just sit him down.
6.
Peniel.
5. 3. Next 7.
Come on, Faith, sit him down.
1. 0.
Ty.
8.
Peniel.
7.
Peniel.
4.
Peniel.
6.
All right, Kenton, I know you can do it.
5,
Pie.
6, 7, 10, 6, 8, 7,
Peniel was just a little bit faster.
3,
Pie.
4, 2,
2. Peniel.
9.
Peniel. All right, Peniel. Now, students watching, I know you can sit him down. All right, best out of 3. Here we go. Ready?
5, 11, 8, 9,
One more.
3.
Good. Go back to your normal seats. All right, it's time for our diet today, folks. It's time to reduce our fractions. Now, remember, if we don't use the greatest common factor, what happens, Peniel? The smart one?
It won't reduce all the way.
Yes, and we'll be able to reduce it some more. All right, Kenton, reduce this fraction for me.
2/5.
Good. Sarah.
1/3.
Gabrielle.
1/5. 1/4.
1/4. Faith.
1/2.
Kalani.
1/3.
Students watching. Kush.
2/4.
2/5. Maddie.
3/4.
Divide by 6.
2/6.
18 divided by 6 is
3.
2.
2/3.
There you go. Parker.
2/3.
And Peniel.
1/4.
Good. Let's look up here at the chalkboard. And I have some numbers. I have some fractions going into whole numbers. Now, some of them, I look at them and I see a problem already. But we're going to write that problem as a fraction. We call those problems remainders, okay? So some of them will go evenly and some of them will not. And if they will not, remember you write the remainder as a fraction. Jay, this first one is for you. 1/11 of 66 is what?
6.
Perfect. Good job. Paige, 1/11 of 22.
2.
Good. Lawrence, 1/9 of 72.
8.
Andres, 1/7 of 50.
7 and 1/7.
Woo, good job. He had a remainder of 1 because 7 times 7 is 49. 49 minus 50 is 1, and he put the correct denominator, the same denominator we had. Students watching, what is 1/7 of 84? Nathan?
12.
What is 1/5 of 29? Emily?
5 and 4/5.
Good job, Emily. Because 5 times 5 is 25. And then 25 minus 29 is 4. And then we write it over the same denominator that we have. Excellent job. Let's reduce a couple more fractions. The faster we get at these, the easier life becomes. Riley, here you go.
1/3.
Good. Lawrence.
1/4.
Paige.
5/3.
Divide by 5.
2/3.
Good. Andres.
3/4.
Good. All right. One more thing. Here we go. I'm going to give you a fraction, and I want you to reduce it in those terms. Same thing we're doing, except you've got to think in your head. Okay? 4/8. Think about it in your head. Students watching, what is 4/8 reduced to lowest terms? Emily?
2/4.
Can go even lower.
1/2.
Perfect. All right, Layla, this one's for you. 6/8.
3/4.
Because 6 divided by 2 is? You're right.
3.
And 8 divided by 2 is?
4.
All right, Riley? 3/6.
1/2.
All right, Peniel, I'm giving you a hard one. 12/26.
2/4.
What did you divide by?
6.
What's 26 divided by 6?
4.
What's 6 times 4?
Oh.
24. Divide by 2. What's 12 divided by 2?
6.
And what is 26 divided by 2?
13.
That's right. So put it together.
2 13s.
Good. Actually, 6 13ths, because 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 13ths. All right, Layla. 3 ninths.
1/3.
Good. And Minhai. 4 twelfths.
1/3.
Good. Prepare for a speed drill. Lesson 79, you have 3 minutes. Let's see if you can get them all right. See if you can beat the time today. On your mark, get set, go. Students watching, go ahead and stop your speed drill and put it away. Hopefully you got those all matched up correctly. Have you ever seen something that looked really, really hard, and then you did it and you thought, oh, that was really easy, no problem at all? Today our math lesson is kind of like that. It looks more difficult than it actually is because you already know how to do it. It's something we've been doing. It just looks more difficult. We've been finding the least common multiple. That means a multiple of a number. Let's say our multiples of 6. We'll clap twice in between them. Ready? 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 52, 60, 66, 72. All right, so those are multiples. Those are the answers to a multiplication problem. We've been finding the least common multiple. Today, we're going to find the least common denominator. You say, Miss Hansball, that sounds so difficult. denominator, the least common denominator, guess what? It's the same exact thing. We're just doing it with the number on the bottom of a fraction, which is a denominator. So instead of calling it least common multiple, we'll call it least common denominator. Now let me tell you a secret. This will help you to get faster. Do you like faster tricks? Here we go. Always start with the biggest number, and it makes your work a lot shorter, okay? I would like somebody to give me the multiples of 6. Now 6 is the denominator, but we're just finding it like we would multiples. Parker, give me the multiples of 6.
6.
Next
12. 18. 24.
And one more.
30.
Good. We started with the bigger number. And because we started with the bigger number, it will be easier to find the least common denominator. Now, Riley, I want you to go slowly and give me some multiples of 4.
4.
Okay.
8. 12.
Oh, look at that. What do you see that they both have? Paige?
A 12.
A 12. It's the common, they both have it, and it's the smallest number. But instead of calling it least common multiple, we're going to call it least common what, class? Denominator. Because it's a denominator. So the number, the magic number, is 12. The least common denominator is 1/12. Same exact thing, it just looks more difficult, so you can look smarter. Let's look at this one. Now, who remembers the trick I told you? We start with what number? Andres?
Largest number.
The largest number. So out of 3, 5, and 6, what is the largest number? Layla?
6.
Oh, good job, Layla. I was worried about that one. Okay. I would like somebody to give me the multiples of 6. Jay, go ahead. Give me the multiples of 6.
6, 12, 18, 24, 30,
And one more, Jay.
36.
Good. Let's go up to 5. And Lawrence, give me the multiples of 5. Go nice and slow so I can write them down.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Oh, I see a common number already. Now we got to go up to 3. Jay, give me the multiples of 3.
3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 24, 21, 24, 27, 30.
Now, who can tell me the least common denominator? Kalani?
30.
30. 3 has a 30. 5 has a 30. And 6 has a 30. Do you see how when we start with the largest number, it helps us to be able to find it quicker? So I would say that the least common multiple would be 30. I could say that the least common denominator would be 1/30. It's the denominator they all share. Same exact thing, it just looks more difficult because it is a fraction. Now I'd like you to pull out your worksheets and let's look at our box together. Let's look at the yellow box first. It says to find the least common denominator of 2 or more fractions, find the least common multiple of the denominators. So we're finding the least common multiple, we're just looking at the denominators. Looking at the first one, they filled out the box for us so we can see how to do it. For 5, they wrote 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. For 10, they wrote 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Common multiples, oh, look at how many they have. They have 10, they share 20, they share 30, they share 40, they share 50, they share 60. The least common multiple is 10. The least common denominator is 10. It's the same exact thing, just a different name. Okay, let's look at 1/2 and 1/6. Let's start with the 6. Emily, give us some multiples of 6.
6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36.
Good. Write those down. All the way up to 36. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. Page with 2. Go up to 2 times 7.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14.
Yes, very good. Now let's write all the common ones that we have so far. There's a bunch of them. Nathan, let's see if you can get all of them.
6, 12,
Good. Keep going. 'They both have 18.
18,
And we'll stop there. They all have a 6, they all have a 12, they all have 18. They actually have more than that, 24, 30. Those are the ones we're going to list. And what is the least common multiple, Sierra?
6,
6. So the least common denominator is what, Emily?
6.
6. Do you see how it's the same exact thing? Nothing has changed. It's just a different name. Let's look at 1/3 and 1/9. Students watching, I want you to list out the multiples of 9 for me, all the way up until 45. All right, Riley, go ahead.
9, 18, 27, 36, 48,
45.
45.
Layla, list the multiples of 3 for me.
3, 6,
3, 6.
9, 12, 15, 18.
Good. Stop there. All right, what do you see that they have in common, Parker?
They have 9, 18, and 27.
Good. Got 3 of them. They have more than that, but those are the ones we'll list right now. And Maddie, what is the least common multiple?
9,
The least common denominator?
9.
Maddie, is there any difference really?
No.
No, there's not. So if you saw, find the LCD, that means find the least common denominator. If you find the LCM, that means find the least common multiple, the same exact thing you're doing. All right, we have 3 numbers this time. Kenton, let's start with the biggest number, 8, 1/8. Give me some multiples of 8 up to 48.
8, 16, 24, 32, 30,
48.
Oh.
So 40,
38,
40,
40, 48.
good. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48. Okay, Sarah, next smallest number would be 6. So go ahead.
6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36.
Good. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. Gabrielle, list the multiples of 4 up until 24.
4, 8, 16,
We got 12. 4, 8, 12.
4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24.
24. Okay, what do you see that are common, Riley?
They all have an 8. No, they all have what? They have 24s.
24. If you kept going, they would all have 48s too. All right, Minhai. What is the least common multiple?
24.
And what is the least common denominator?
24.
Good. Same number. Remember to always start with the biggest. You'll see in our next lesson why starting with the biggest makes life easier for you. Okay? So you want to start with the biggest one. All right, let's look at this next section. This is kind of fun. It says find the least common denominator and make equivalent fractions, okay? So think about what we just did. That's what we're doing, okay? 4 and 6. Let's think of the multiples of 4. Let's say them together. Ready?
4, 8,